Hey everyone, welcome back to our adventure in taking this airplane across the Atlantic. So far we've flown over to Iceland, and on this leg we're going to be heading over to Greenland. Interesting point, the Greenland airport we're going to is not default Microsoft. It's actually a community-made airport because it is used as a place for crossing the Atlantic for smaller airplanes. So we're going to try to fly into there. We'll see how we do. Let's jump on board and get going. So first thing we're going to do, get some power going, and then we will get the gate. Bringing in the jetway. As soon as the jetway is connected, we can start getting our sales teams and everything on board and ready to go. Alright, looks like we should be good to go. It's not good. Let me try that again. I did not like that. So we're just entering some information back in. So that I can get this up and working. There we go. All right. Let's get everything set up here. So, parking brake is set, chock set, ground power is connected, throttles are at idle, engine master is off, batteries are on, generator switches are on, external power is on, adheres are up and running. Panel displays, we'll get our brightness up. So as you can hear in the background, I am running PACX now, and that's going to add a little bit more ambience and crew voicing in the back. Put on the nav lights. Landing gear lever is checked down. Flaps are up and spoilers retracted. Fuel quantity.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bins. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the action.
So just turn down their volume slightly. This should still be going. I think we're boarded. Yeah, there's only 35 people on board the airplane because it is company crew. So we can go into getting ourselves set up now. This is all good. So we are flying there. Our alternate will be back here at Keflavik. So we will return BIKF. There we go. And our flight number today is FLATL03. Cost index of 25. We are flying at 30,000 feet today. It's going to be a visual approach into the destination airport. We're flying out of runway 28. Winds are calm. Just a few clouds in the area, so it shouldn't be too bad. And flaps 1 as per normal. We'll do our V speeds. And we're set. So everything else is loading up. And the aircraft is pretty much good to go. Nothing more to check, so I will be back with you in a few minutes once the aircraft is ready to go. Alright, everybody is on board. We've called for the jetway to be removed. Which they should be doing. There they go. Doors are now closed.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 03. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 45 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Alright, so we're on APU power. Auxiliary generator is off. Everything is clear of the aircraft. We're going to push tail left. Pretty much right away. Looks like that Allegiant's about ready to go out. Or will be in a minute. Push when ready. We'll get the fuel pumps on. Everything else is set. We will start engine 1 and we'll get the tail going to the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor that will guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth and secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others. Leave your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the straps tight. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for manual inflation. Be This vest is equipped with a whistle and a light. If you need to, this restriction can be used as a secondary protection device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible and leave your belongings. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and letting a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
I'm just going to turn them down a little bit more. 2 engines are started, we're all good. APU bleeds off, APU has come off. Lights are on, we're ready to taxi almost. So, probe heat. Come on, heading indicator altimeters are set. Standby set. Radio and avionics are set. Autopilot is set. Flight director is on. Auto brake set to max. Flaps notch 1. Elevator trim is 1 up. And flight controls left and right, up and down, and rudder pedals are good. Taxi light is on. It's time for us to head out to the runway. Again, this airplane, for some reason now, tends to get away from you on taxi. So we'll have to watch it as we go. So we'll get the speed brakes armed. Let's make sure we're keeping down the taxiway, and we'll let the cabin crew know.
Cabin crew sees you take off.
So we're a little bit ahead of schedule, which is fine. Remember when we first flew in here, this place is bumpy and hilly. I don't think the airport has done much to fix the terrain. Let's keep the speed down. We're gonna go past the north-south runway and come around the other side to the east-west runway. And we're taking off to the west. See how bumpy it is. We're pretty far north. There's only 7 or 8 hours of daylight right now. It's currently just about noon. We're trying to fly during the peak of day as much as possible. It's a disused runway. Run-up area for propeller aircraft. non-turboprop. And here we are. Alright, so parking brake is set, flight instruments are checked, engine instruments are checked, takeoff data is set, landing lights are on, taxi light to take off, strobe lights are on, pitot heat is fine, de-ice is fine, not required, transponder TARA, PWS is on, weather is on. Start the clock and we will take the runway. No aircraft inbound. And we're going to do a rolling start here. Runway 28 identified. Engine's up to 40%. Stable. Takeoff power is set. SRS and runway enabled. 80 knots. 100 knots. V1. And rotate. We're back to 17 degrees, positive rate, gear up. Throttle to climb, autopilot's on. Sounds like we're picking up some nav aids. Flaps up, and we're accelerating out. So it's not going to be a long flight, only an hour and a bit. But this is not only a company flight, we're doing a demonstration, we're showing how the aircraft works and how we can get into some smaller airfields with it. Spoilers are disarmed, landing lights are off, taxi light is off.
now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory.
So that'll take us all the way up to our cruise altitude. We'll join you again as we descend into Greenland. Well, as you can see, we're passing down over Greenland through 18,000 feet. So this is going to be an interesting arrival. No ILS, no procedures, strictly visual and manual approach. So it's a sloped runway. We're landing at the bottom end, so we will be going uphill. It is not a long runway. 6,000 feet, so we're going to go auto brake max. It's on the water. I mean, the elevation's only 11 feet at the end we're landing at. But we got to come down over the mountains through central Greenland and then over some water and other stuff and then turn around and come in. So just trying to give myself a little bit of space to do that. Come out around here and make the turn and come back in. So we're going down to 3,000 feet initially, and then we'll see where we sit. So I'm going to leave the weather on this screen over here. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. And I've got terrain on this one. So the winds are pretty calm, 4 degrees out of the west. We're going to be landing with a tailwind, but not much we can do. We don't want to be coming the other way. It's downhill, and it's there's mountains all around us. Short flight on this one, but God, the views right now are incredible.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
It's funny how they said your destination. I can't pronounce it either. It's I'm trying to see Narsarsuaq, something like that. We're going to hold about 8,000. No idea what the altitude of the hills around here are. And like I said, there's no actual approaches to get in here, so we can't even do a step down on a VOR approach or RNAV. Just gonna keep our eyes open. Watch out for big hills. Bring the speed back a little bit. This holder here at 10,000. We go over these and it should drop down at that point. Very, very barren here. So the airport's only 30 miles away, direct line over that way, but we got to get over these hills and then come down. It looks like the land should be flatter by the sea. Hopefully it is. Not sure if that's water or glacier. But that looks pretty close, so we're still 10,000 feet up, so the ground elevation here has got to be pretty high. I think this is all ice. I'm trusting there's nothing in there in that cloud. I think we're gonna have to descend fairly quickly out the other side. Yeah, none of this is appearing close in on the terrain radar, so we should be okay. There's a couple lakes we're gonna hit before we get down to the ocean. Terrain glitches there. Alright, so I think the airport is down over here somewhere. So we're going to go down, come around, and then up through the... We'll fly up along the water here, and then make a little bit of a jog to the left, and then into the airport. See a bit better, so we'll start coming down. So one of the problems with the terrain and the terrain generation is source data. I don't know what the latest update they were talking about places, I'm not sure about Greenland, but places like Russia where the data is a little bit sparse. And they're trying to get more detailed, accurate data, but getting that out of some countries, it's going to be difficult. So there may be more issues with terrain in some countries as opposed to others. So it's 9,000 feet. Start easing the speed back. We go down a little bit further. That's the channel we're gonna wanna go up, I think. A little bit of wind across the terrain, bouncing us a little bit. See the terrain starting to pop in now. So on the other side of these hills here is more water, and that's what we're going to be following up. I think that's it right there. Follow it around. this way. Speed coming back. We're gonna have to slow it right down. First level of flaps. Heading around. Speed back to 180. Alright, now the fun begins. Alright, speed's under 200, so there's flaps 2. The airport is up over there. So we're gonna have to come up around the ice here and then in. So I'm actually gonna go to flaps 3 at 160. And we're gonna fly up at 2,000 feet. Flaps 3. Easy. Gear down, get the crew seated. Spoilers are armed.
2,500.
All the lights are on. This is about to get very interesting. Full flaps. It looks like we got a cruise ship out here in the water. I'm going to keep the autopilot on for a bit. just gonna cut the corner here. Go up 40. The airport should just be up this valley here on the other side. And yeah, there's the cruise ship. So we're going to be coming in. We've got enough clearance here, and then we should be okay altitude wise when we get to the other side. Again, I'm going to hand flyer down. Leave auto throttles on. So I don't have to worry about that. Might have been easier coming up the other way, but this should get us in. Actually, there's the airport right there. All right. There's our shadow.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
It's fine.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
I know we're high.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
There we go.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
There's a fishing ship, fishing trawler. I don't want to land too high.
300. 200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard right.
Flyer down. And spoilers on. Alright, well there's 60 knots. Come on. Auto brakes are off. That is us down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 11:06 a.m. and it's currently about 15 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Alright. Taxi back. Get that going because we know there's not going to be anything here. Check the wheels. Wheels are good. Just going to get off the runway here. This is probably one of the bigger aircraft I've ever gotten in here. Come on. There we go. The lights are all off. CPU is starting. Head over to the terminal building here. We'll come to the equipment. Oop. Getting hard to see. Good enough. Parking brake is on. Thrust levers are at idle. Ground contact is made. Ground operations. Electrical power. You got a thing? Oh, you do have a ground power unit for me. Very nice. Engines will go off. Nav lights will stay. I don't know why you did that. Everybody can get off the air. Huh. Don't know why I did that. A little spike in the power. But everything is set. We are here in Greenland. Hope you enjoyed the flight. It was an interesting landing. Very, very scenic place. And we will catch you on the next one. When we're flying from here, we're continuing westward over into Canada. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.